Hi, this is Buster Sheridan with ARCO Murray. I am a PM with our industrial group, and today I'm going to talk about the finish characteristics of industrial floor slabs and why that's so important. Today we're going to talk about three key characteristics for floor slabs. First, we'll talk about floor reinforcement and the different structural designs of our floor slabs. Second, we will talk about the finish characteristics of floors and how flatness and levelness will come into play depending on your customer. And third, we'll talk about dock positions and how, whether you're working with a developer or a tenant, how those dock positions are built out in the concrete slab will vary differently. For floor slab design, the first thing you need to consider is the structural design of that slab and the loads that will be put on the slab. What that means for you is you could either have an unreinforced slab on a 4-inch to 6-inch stone section, or you could have a reinforced slab employing welded wire mesh or full steel reinforcement bars to help bolster whatever loads you are putting on your floors in the end use. In addition to the structural design of the floor slab, there are also naturally going to be weak points across your slab, specifically at the construction and the control joints or your saw cuts. At these locations, some clients and customers may prefer to use some means of joint protection, and those options can vary wildly. The mechanical options for joint protection include dowel baskets, armor joints, or reinforcement that spans those joints. And then in addition, on the surface, you have the ability to apply an epoxy to your saw cuts to improve shore hardness to eventual wear and tear of forklift traffic in your facilities. Our second item to talk about is the finish characteristics of industrial floors and the different details that you'll want to know for your customers. First being, industrial burnished floors is a very typical finish for floors, which directly correlates to how the blades on the hard trowel machines are angled in order to knock down imperfections. This is a standard finish for any industrial floor and something you'll want to be aware of prior to engaging a customer. From that point, floor flatness and floor levelness is another characteristic that is extremely important in your finishing, which ultimately measures how flat your floor is or how smooth the surface can be at the end of the day, and the levelness of that floor, aka the forms that you put in place to pour up against, how level are those measured to, and to what difference of error. The third point we'll discuss today is dock positions and how that will ultimately dictate how your facility is marketed, whether as a speculative warehouse or it will fit the needs of your tenant at the end of the day. For a developer market, when you're building a speculative warehouse, it is always easier to market and sell a facility when you have a targeted tenant and a targeted need in terms of dock positions. Forming out dock positions or dock pits specifically day one and filling door openings with doors is ultimately going to be the cheapest route for a tenant to come and move in to a facility that is ready for their operations. However, understanding that the tenant market varies widely across the industrial world, some tenants have specifics that developers are not able to account for. In that condition, going back to slab design, it may be a better option to pour your floor slabs up to the perimeter walls at those dock positions and have future knockouts in the wall that could essentially be fit and retrofitted specific to the tenant's needs once they move into the facility. After discussing floor slab industrial design, the finish characteristics of industrial floors, and dock positions for your future facility, you now understand how important it is to partner with a trusted general contractor partner and ultimately produce a product for a specific tenant or developer that is going to meet their needs and specifics.